Hi and welcome to this week's update. I'm pre-recording this quite early. It's Wednesday of the week before. I have already got loads to tell you, so I thought I'd just get it done now because I'm working over the weekend, as many of you I'm sure are too. Been quite an active week. Obviously I've not been well most of it and I'm looking a bit rough today, but it's only because I just couldn't be bothered going doing my hair and stuff. I don't bother when I'm going out to the shed and stuff. So this week, yeah, it's been quite a good week really as far as the business side of things go. I was approached by, I can release this now because it's sort of been released anyway, by Dan Smith from Taylor Murfields, and it's a British pen company in the UK, and was asked if I would be interested in making pen blanks for them. So after a little bit of discussion, not much actually, I made some oak burr with a selection of colours. I'll put odd pictures actually up at the sides because it's something else that I'm working on just now, is doing that. So I'll click a couple of pictures up somewhere in this screen here. Just to show you some of the stuff that I've been doing. And so I've actually got them all packed up today. I was just finishing labelling them, and they're all packed up and ready to go, so they will be available. I'm not sure when, but obviously once I get them down to Dan, then he'll do whatever. I've done all the photographs and everything. I'm not sure if he's using my photographs or if he'll do his own, but they'll be going up for sale in the shop as well. Also they will be going on sale on my Etsy site. I went away and did all the bulk of the work ready for Dan for his, because there was an amount that I wanted really to get done for reasons that don't really matter. So I wanted to get those bits done, and then since then I've actually been casting. I've cast every day I think for, well, this week anyway, and I've now started getting the stock ready for the Etsy. Been doing some photographs of that today, so it will probably be at the end of this week stuff will start to dwindle onto the Etsy site. I've done for the Etsy site, I've done elm ones. I'll show you those, 2 seconds. That's just a red, white and blue. This one's gold, black and white. This is with an elm burr. That one's with oak. And this one's yellow, white and black. There's also going to be blues. Other ones here, these are smaller ones. For smaller pen sizes, which happened because the slab wasn't big enough, so I've cut them down to smaller sizes. I think I mentioned that in one of the other videos. So I've got all that stuff ready to go up, and I'm just going to basically experiment, see how they do, and we'll adjust it from there. Also, the other thing that I've decided to put up is my ring blanks. Just the actual ring blank. Let me see if I've got one here to show you. Like these type of things, but it won't be this ones. This is just ones I've got hanging around. But it'll be just a wood with the resin in. I think the first lot that I've got going up will be something that will sort of give a Northern Lights look. So I thought I'd put some of those up as well for people that don't have the option of the resin, doing the resin. I thought I'd put those up, so it'll just be a tester, see how they do and decide to continue or not continue doing them. So if they do work out well, I could do a range of all different ones for people, because all you basically need to do after that point is drill out for your ring size and then shape it and polish it just as you would, but it sort of gives you a little bit of a chance to be creative yourself doing that. So those will be going up. It'll be probably towards the end of next week, because I've only just cast those today. So so that might take a little bit of a while to go up. I'll get them actually and just show you them. They're still wet, but I'll cut this and come back when I've got them. Okay, so this is some of them here, and I don't know if you can see, but they've actually got the fleur green in them, just to give a little bit of a look. Put the, might see it a bit better when I put these on it. I'll put one with orange in there as well. So it's those. These are still wet. Let me get rid of those. So yeah, so I'll be putting those up, and I mean, I'll send them wherever. The little things like that, they can be sent wherever needs to be. And when I did the pen blanks for, obviously for my Etsy as well as Taylor Murfield's, when you're working with oak burr, which you that do wood turning and stuff will know better than me really, there's a lot of voids in an oak burr. That's just the nature of the wood. So I thought I'd make a video where I turn one of the blanks and show how I get round those issues. It's more so for, not for people who are experienced, but for those that are just coming in to doing stuff like that, because I struggled with all of that when I first started, and just a little bit of help would have been, just saves you a few of the errors that you do. You still make errors, but so I did this one and used CA and finished it, and I'm really pleased with it. So I've got a little video for that. That will go up to the YouTube channel, I'd imagine within the next week. Oh, the little box that Paul Lockwood made, and that went up, actually went up today, but it'll be, obviously we're talking next Monday when you get to see this, but it actually went up today, so I shall put a link to that below. Go and check it out. What a beautiful job he made of that. I'm still absolutely beaming about getting that. The other thing is Templeboy turn-ins. He's got his, remember I said a couple of weeks ago about him reaching 20,000 subscribers, so he's actually got his giveaway video up now. I'm going to link that into the bottom of here as well. Loads of prizes, well worth checking that out. Yeah, I've been having to do quite a bit of figuring out again with some editing, which has been fine when I've been up well, because it's given me the time to go and have a look at all of that. God, my glasses are so dirty, I can't see out of them. So just doing things like, hopefully if it all worked out well, you'd have seen pictures popping up, elements they call it, I think. So I had to learn how to do all these things, because something that's coming up in March, the Makers Rock thing, I need to be able to do all of this stuff. So I've been having to teach myself, which is always good, because when you do stuff like this, it actually pushes me to go and look into things a little bit more, and you know, hopefully the video quality also improves, because it gives me more things that I can do, like putting photos up in the middle instead of me having to tag it on the end all the time. It would be so much easier if I could just place them in as I go along. So that's what I've been up to there. And what I've been watching on YouTube this week is something a little bit, well, it's not really different for me, but I quite like some vlogs. I'm not really interested in all of them, but the odd like within the area that I am, woodworking and resin, I love it. You know, I mean, that's how I very first started getting really interested in doing that myself, was when I seen Martin Sabin-Smith doing his, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, he no longer really does it, but I really enjoyed it when he did it, and used to look forward to it every week. And it was just behind the scenes stuff, and for me, I was quite interested in that, and I think that's maybe why I went on and did this update. I don't know if you enjoy this as much as I maybe enjoyed that, but it was in that sort of thinking because I enjoyed that so much. So I've been watching this, getting back to what I was starting with, Bobby White jewellery. Maybe others out there know who Bobby White jewellery is. I didn't until this week. But he's a jeweller to the stars really, but oh, his stuff is amazing. He's not got that many videos out, but the ones that he's had, they're quite comic. But I'm really on there because I just quite like seeing what he does. I mean, he's a real craftsman. He's a real artist, in fact, in what he does. I'm going to put a link into that at the bottom, and I know he is quite a, well, he doesn't have a tremendous amount. I think he has under 1,000 subscribers, which just blows me away because I think maybe the vlog side of things is not for everybody, but I quite like that. But you also get to see what he's doing and some of the machinery that he's using, which is just, I love it. So I'm going to link that in at the bottom. And it's been a really interesting week. I've had so many phone calls, correspondence with different people. Some stuff I can't talk about yet, maybe come up later. But I've got some big news coming up at the end of this month about resin, which I find quite exciting. I can't really tell you too much more at the minute because it's still very much not been dealt with at their side, so I need to leave it to now. But some big news coming up about resin, and I'll be able to explain a little bit more about that when it happens. So that will be coming up this month. So there is always lots of stuff going on in the background to what I'm doing, which is great. It's great. I really enjoy talking to people about what I do as well. So I probably bore a lot of my work colleagues because they're not interested in what I do, although they support me, and they have done right from the start. From 5 years ago when I started doing all this woodwork and everything, they've been a massive support. But I'm sure I bore them silly talking about, because it's the only time I feel really excited about anything is when I'm talking about wood, resin and projects. So yeah, so quite a bit of stuff happening. And like I say, I was so delighted when he asked about the pen blanks, because it's been something that has been sort of happening. It's been something I've been sort of wanting to focus on for a little while. I mean, I never came into YouTube to do all of that, and this has all come from me starting YouTube, starting the channel and looking for other projects and thinking out the box about different stuff that I was doing. And you know, much like the rings, you know, it was a surprise to me, as much as maybe everybody else, that how well the rings were received by the public, and you know how well they do. I mean, I don't push that side of things, although it's out there, and I do have the rings in a gallery. So yeah, that's all that work gets done for me all the time, I suppose, if you look at it like that. But yeah, so I'm really pleased to have the pen blanks out there. I do particularly like my pen blanks, but then I would say that because I made them. So yeah, so that's it. I've got some in a pressure pot just now. So I had a bit of a day just finishing off videos. I've got about 3 or 4 videos complete and finished now, purely just the editing side, because with a video, when I mean, you see them and they're about 5 or 10 minutes, but sometimes it can be a week or 2 weeks in progress by the time I'm from start to finish of a video. And I often have a lot of things happening at the same time. I mean, I've already got stuff, all the preparation for the next projects are already there, and yet I won't start any more projects until next week. But you know, I'm doing preparation all the time, and sometimes that means filming an odd bit here and there, ready for when it comes to the editing to show where it started. So yeah, so the videos, once I've actually done the project, then I have the photographs, and then I do the final video. Oh, and there was somebody else as well I wanted to give a shout out to this week. Have I been? Yeah, I've been on. I have been on a little bit. And he's gonna just murder me for me pronunciations of his name, and it's Elo Escagedo. Eloy Escagedo. Really sorry, Eloy. I'm hopeless at British names, never mind anybody else's names. I just want to say I've been hooked to his channel lately. He's been, and he may well have been doing it for quite a while, but I mean, he makes some great projects anyway, and I was always interested in his boxes, which he did quite a while ago, before I ever sort of got to know him through the social media side of things and the YouTube side of things. I've watched him for quite a while, because I love he does these little boxes, and I just love the idea of what he did. But he's been doing it's a bit like a storyboard is what it reminds me of, his projects of late. He'll do like oh gosh, now I can't think of anybody. It'd be like album art or something, you know, it's not particularly album art, but a name of an album or something, and he'll show you it cutting it out and gluing it all down and spraying and colouring it. But he tells you a story at the same time about what this reminds him of, or you know, how he got to know about whatever he's making and stuff like that, and I'm just hooked. I love the story side of it. It's just so fascinating. I mean, the stories are nothing spectacular, but it's just like us all, you know, we have these memories that are encapsulated in different images or pictures or characters or stuff over time, and it's just nice hearing somebody else's thoughts on that. And I really like his style of video, and I don't know if I'll be any good at it, but I'm actually there's one particular project. Most of my projects I couldn't do that with because they're not that style of video, but I have one that's actually coming up. It will probably be in about 4 or 5 weeks before you actually get to it, and it will be done in that story mode way, because there is a big story behind it. So, but it's not a big story to you, but a big story to me. You know, it's like one of these life events that's there and you never forget, sort of thing. So so yeah, that's coming up, but I'll link him below as well, because I do love what he does, and he's also a great musician, which is something that I think he's very big at. And he also does he does music for, we could use it on the YouTube channel and stuff like that. Very good. Definitely check him out. And that is really where I'm going to finish this week's one. Hope you all have a great week. Most of the world is freezing again. I have snow outside again today, but never mind, summer's coming soon, I'm sure it is. So anyway, until next week, take care in your sheds, enjoy what you're doing, and yeah, that's it. Thanks very much for watching.